It is your boy T with another Have You Seen That with T movie review, and today I'm reviewing Blue Beetle. And of course, I'm gonna skip past all of the mess with DC and kind of just get straight into the movie. We know the DC connected universe right now is in shambles, especially with the Flash being, critically panned and doing so poorly at the box office. A lot of people already have Blue Beetles being dead on arrival. What I'm gonna do is suggest this movie because I'm highly recommending this movie because I thought it was a very solid movie. I think it does itself a disservice by being connected with the rest of the DC universe. If this was just a standalone movie on its own, I think Blue Beetle has legs. I think that it's could be in its own universe and just have its own series of movies because I had a lot of fun with the family. I had a lot of fun with the character. George Lopez was hilarious in his role. I think everyone in this movie was dynamic. The family really played a huge part of the film itself. If you're not familiar with the Blue Beetle story, Jaime Reyes, recent college graduate. Funny enough, he graduated from Gotham Law. He was a pre-law student. Um, and he comes home to find his family kind of in financial strays, uh, in financial situations. A lot of the movie is dealing with gentrification, them living in this fictional city of Palmyra City. It takes place in court industries led by Susan Sarandon. It's really driving people out of their neighborhood in order to build a bigger city, a better city. It has a lot of similarities, I guess, to Miami. It felt a little bit, maybe like the California coast. I don't know exactly know what city they were ripping off here. I know Gotham is New York or any other urban city. This one was more of a beach. This one was more of off the coast. A lot of beautiful water shots and things like that. But Jaime Reyes, I think the real center of this story is his family and how he deals with his family, how he deals with his dad, his grandma, his mom, his sister played a huge part in this movie too. And I think that every character brought something different to the story. And I think it was a very much so a family film with a lot of action in between. It's a superhero movie, of course. I think it differs itself from a lot of the other superhero fare just how deeply rooted he is with his family. And it's just really dynamic to see everyone playing on each other, playing off each other. You felt like you dove straight into a family dynamic that was very well fleshed out. And having those family drama, having those family issues, you can see it playing out on screen. And it led to the story. It really led to him becoming the hero that he wanted to become. As the main villain, Susan Sarandon in the OMAC project really fell flat with me. I felt it was very undercooked, underserved, very poorly written. I think, the whole Ted Cord, disappearing storyline could have been done without, and we could have still had a great superhero origin story with just Jaime getting the Scarab, but bonding with the Scarab and just you know dealing with it that way. I just think that hurt the movie more than it helped the movie with a weak villain. And it wasn't until the very end where the lead villain, I will not even act like I remember his name. He was a military guy. He was supposed to be a Chilean, I think it was, military lieutenant who they strapped with this OMAC, the prototype OMAC suit, and he just was a one note villain, didn't really lend anything to the story, didn't really bring anything extra to the emotional gravity of the movie up until the very end. Like his redemption arc came at the end and it just fell so flat because you just didn't, like, there was no foreshadowing, there was no real, bond with him. There was no real connection with him. He was just kind of a one note guy. He was just the muscle who stood in the back to the very end where they gave him this a very emotional conclusion to his story, but it just fell flat because it just didn't. It came from nowhere. And it just was poorly written. I think they could have, fleshed out his character a lot more throughout the movie, giving him some character traits, not just being the guy who grunted and he just looked evil. I think that really did him a disservice. The main villain, the Omac character, I will call him the Omac character because I can't remember his name. But other than that, I think the rest of the movie, the family dynamic, that whole part of it just rang so it was such a breath of fresh air from everything else that DC is doing that it really just, hit the right notes with me. I really think, this movie being in a DC connected universe does it a disservice. I don't think it helps the movie. I think it hurts the movie. As a standalone movie, the Blue Beetle is, fantastic, I think. I just hope people go out to see it because I think this movie deserves a chance. I really, like, I can't say it enough. I think the movie deserves a watch. I think people should go out and support this movie because it's a good movie. It's better than The Flash. It's better than, The Last Wonder Woman. It's better than, Josh Whedon's Justice League. It is a solid movie. I do hope that they continue the story. I hope they keep it away from the rest of the nonsense that's going on with DC and just let the Blue Beetle just live in his own little world, live in his own world, and just make good stories. I think that they could really make some great stories. Of course, this movie had two post-credit scenes. The first post-credit scene kind of set itself up for a sequel, and I hope it gets one. I really do. I really endorse this movie. I think you should go watch this movie this weekend. Blue Beetle, the latest DCU, outing. Go support it. It deserves all support. It deserves people to go watch it because it is a good movie. I'm not just saying that because of the minority aspect of it. I'm saying it because it's a damn good movie. And of course, black and brown people, we need to support each other's movies. We need to show up and show out it so we can get more movies made, that include us, that are not just diversity hire movies where they just throw in a diversity character just to say they did, but make our stories. And this is definitely a very Latino story, and it's a very good story. So definitely go check out Blue Beetle. If you haven't already, if you have, let me know what you thought of the movie in the comments. Let me know what you thought of what my critiques were of the movie when it came to those villains. I just didn't enjoy the villains too much, but I just enjoyed that whole family dynamic of the Reyes family. They were fantastic. Everyone from the sister to especially to Nana to the grandmother. She was she was awesome. She did her best to steal the show. She almost did towards the end, but I think George Lopez was fantastic. He tried his best to steal the show, but Zolo really just did his job, and he was fantastic as the Blue Beetle and Jaime Reyes. Definitely go check. I can't stress this enough. Definitely go check out Blue Beetle whenever you get a chance. In the theater, pay your money to go see the movie. Support the movie. Until next time, I'll catch you later.